welcome to Clutch My Pearls, the podcast where I, Emily, talk to my friends about the books that they're reading and interrupt them in the middle of us getting started.
She is literally trying to catch us looking like a fool.
Yeah. As always, I'm joined with Vanessa and Barbara.
Barbara the Fool.
Barbara the Fool.
Vanessa the Fool.
I was just telling everyone it's going to be a weird episode. I've had like 4 hours of sleep and I don't know. And now I'm just talking while Emily's doing the intro. So
I love it.
Luckily, it's my book. It's going to be weird. It's going to be a good time.
It's a Barbara book this week. We also, little housekeepings. As always, we have our Patreon, which is patreon.com/clutchmypearlspod. You can get the episode a day early. And you get a bonus episode each month for our book boyfriend tier and above. We also have our merch, which now ships internationally, now that I figured that out. And we have
that one listener in India.
Yay!
Oh my God.
And we have our Busy Businesswoman collection right now. And so I'll have that stuff out in there right now, and then I'll slowly kind of filter stuff out while we bring more stuff in. But it's not just Busy Businesswoman, it's Busy Business Boys and Busy Business Babes. So everybody is included.
Maybe we should add Busy Business Minotaurs.
Maybe we shouldn't.
We did get a comment in our
Busy
Patreon.
Business Bulls.
Oh, bulls. We, in our episode that we released this week was the one where we asked about if Minotaur cum is
vegan.
Oh, yeah.
I saw this comment and I took a picture of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll screenshot it and then I can talk about it. And I can't because I'm recording. So, yep, take it away, Emily.
I think their name was Rexy on our
Rexa,
Patreon.
I think
so. Yeah. Something where I looked at it right before to remember and I forgot. Sorry. But
yeah.
They said that their go-to for whether or not something is vegan is if the thing that the milk came from consented to it being consumed.
Oh,
which is why breast milk, the mother is consenting, that where cows aren't consenting. So
right.
if the Minotaurs are consenting, which I assume it's in their paperwork.
Yes.
I assume if you're walking into the building, you have a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I've never been a Minotaur, so I can't really get into the mindset.
For sure. So that's just like a follow-up to a thing that we talked about a few episodes ago of whether or not it's vegan. It just comes down to consent. Everything comes down to consent. You know?
True.
Yeah.
Shout out and thank you to our vegan expert.
Yeah, thank you. Vegan correspondent.
Yes.
We
Barbara doesn't talk to her vegan friends anymore, apparently.
Apparently.
We also have our YouTube. We're super close to getting to a next level of 1,000 subscribers. And if you or anybody you know haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, go ahead and do that. When you're at your parents' house, if their YouTube's logged in, subscribe to us.
Or sign them up for an account.
Yeah.
They probably need one.
They probably
Make accounts,
do.
You know? Just through your alt accounts, through your Finstas, whatever. Just let's pump those numbers up.
Just
Man,
start.
I was with my dad last night.
You could have done
Vanessa,
it.
do you even care about our YouTube numbers?
I'm going to stop by his house on the way home after
Yeah,
this.
for sure. For sure.
Just be like, hey, I'm just here to log in real quick. So we have that. And then anything else we need to talk about before we get into the book?
No, I was going to say Emily's sister-in-law, Heather, came into town to get her hair done.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking with a friend. And she was asking me like how the podcast was going. I was telling her so much fun. But I was telling her, I was like, it's really hard to read for fun now. Like, because I mostly just read for the show. And like when I did Devour of Men, I read that on a Barbara book week. And so I literally was like, I think I'm going to do this for the show. And then I just couldn't read another book because I was like, it'll all fall out of my head.
Oh, so you had to like
then
stay with
I
it.
only read one book for 2 weeks.
Yikes.
Well, I ended up reading The Never King and all those books before.
Okay, so you just lied to us. Cool.
You just read one series.
I
You
read
were in one world.
Yeah, I wanted to stay in
Yeah.
the world to keep it fresh.
Do you average a book a week?
Well, no. A book a week is for the show, but usually it's about a book every like 2 days.
God damn.
But
I don't read.
but now that I've been doing the show, it hasn't been that way.
Yeah.
You know? And so it was funny because she was like, do you ever think about reading anything? Or do you ever feel guilty about not reading smut?
No.
And I was like, I don't read
That's all I ever do read,
else.
yeah.
I was like, I used to read other stuff, but I don't anymore. But so this week I was like committed to like reading
I love
a
that.
bunch of books. So
I love that.
one of the series that I was reading, it had like a male main characters, which I was like,
That's the book I'm doing. I'm just kidding.
It's God of Fury, and everybody had been waiting for it to come out. And then another book came out, and it was the last book in the series. And I just happened to finish God of Fury the day that God of War came out.
Stop.
Literally the day. And it was so
You're
funny.
a witch.
I texted my book friend Kelly that comes in the salon, and I was like, God of War is out. And she was like, I already told my husband I'm going to need some time.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
leave me the fuck alone.
We have a date with Eli from God of Wrath, so don't bother me.
You know. Yeah.
I don't know, but oh my.
They're so good, but it's over.
So you'll have to present that because I'm going to need to know what that's about.
Yeah, time to start over again.
It's fucked up.
Oh, really?
Oh.
For real? You and Kelly love it? Oh, it's fucked up. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Vanessa's saying it's fucked up?
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Sounds
But
pretty
it's
tame.
so good.
What do we have from you this week, Barbara?
Hard to say.
Hard to say. Who knows? There's no way to know.
There's no way to know. I have my notebook here. I have
Yay.
all my notes. And it's overwhelming, so I probably won't look at it once.
Okay. That's okay.
But it's here, and it feels nice to know that it's there.
It's like having the anxiety meds in your purse. Sometimes that's all you need.
yeah.
You know it's there if you need it.
You gotta take those.
Yeah. None of us are doctors, but that is correct.
No.
This is a book that's actually, when I was pulling one-star reviews today, this is on Vanessa's want to read shelf.
Like her TBR?
Yeah.
On your
Get to mark it
Goodreads?
off.
On your Goodreads shelf?
Yeah.
You can see that stuff?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm not the book
Take a
girly. I don't know.
gander.
That's why we're telling you about it.
I know, I'm excited.
You can make like shelves, basically like a library, and so you can look at everything that I've read, everything that I want to read, and then I can make other shelves, like if you want to.
Enemies to lovers, the Mafia shelf.
Yeah.
I think
like,
I have a shelf called What the Fuck, and I think stuffed and like the door book.
Yeah, I was
on
gonna
there.
say, is it full of like the Minotaur?
Yeah.
Oh, we should do on our Goodreads. We can cut this out if it's weird. Because you're good at that stuff. Anytime people send us book recommendations in our email, we should add that. Maybe you can add that.
Friend of the pod, rat.
Yeah,
or something.
like you know when you go to the bookstores and they're like, this is associate blah 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 loves this book for this
This is
reason.
what they want.
I was
yeah.
thinking about making a spreadsheet. I just love spreadsheets. I
Just
guess.
do the fucking.
It'd be a shame if someone
Book
already
shit.
made a spreadsheet, huh?
It's just annoying because I feel like we get recommended books all the time, and I'm like, oh yeah, so and so told me about.
Yeah, but
that
wouldn't that be good on the?
Yeah, but I would want to write down who recommended the book.
I would just jot it down.
It gets
True.
a little overwhelming because we get recommendations on TikTok, Instagram,
Yes.
YouTube, and I love it, but it is very like, oh my God. So I started it and then went, that's a lot. And I should probably be editing the episode this week and not doing the spreadsheet.
Oh, you
So,
started a spreadsheet?
yeah.
Send it over. I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we gonna talk about this week?
Sorry.
I don't know. So anyway, it's on Vanessa's shelf.
Do you have any idea of what? Okay, so if what
My
book from your shelf?
TBR is huge.
But if you were to just make a guess of a book that Barbara would pull off of your TBR shelf, which again, it's so wide. Who knows?
Wide shoes.
Yeah.
It's not wide
I
shoes.
could literally not even guess.
I believe you because your TBR is like, you
Yeah.
need business. Okay, here's the thing. Here's my question. Do you care if I tell you about the entire book? Because I'm
No.
about to tell you about the entire
No, not
book.
at all. Not
Awesome.
at all.
It's called Ruthless Creatures.
What is it?
Ooh.
Ruthless
By
Creatures.
Ruthless Creatures by JT Geissinger.
Yes. I'm excited.
What-
This is literally probably just from like a TikTok like
Probably.
aesthetic video, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
It's
add
one
to
of
the
those
TBR.
hell yeah. It's one of those authors that I know the name and I feel
Yeah.
like I've read something by them and I thought I had read this book before but didn't remember it because the thing about Kindle Unlimited, it's not unlimited. So every time you have like a maximum number of
Right.
books, you have to return them. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I think this is one I've read, but I've returned. And then I read it for the podcast, and I don't think I've read it. But
Yeah, it's also like kind of like a common title.
they're all so fucking similar.
I feel like there was like a show or like a movie that was called this or something. So
Savage Creatures and
I f-
Ruthless
yeah,
Wars.
I feel like it's kind of like a common title.
Ruthless Smut.
Ooh, that's what you like.
It's Emily
Ruthless.
Hornberg.
What's it about?
I'm not telling you.
Ruthless Creatures?
That's
Are
as
there-
much as I remember.
Is there?
Oh
any-
my God.
Is it all humans? Or are they?
It is all humans.
Okay.
Creatures.
There's no fantasy to it in that way.
We are doing Mafia romance.
Yay!
It's
We
been
haven't
a
done-
minute.
yeah.
It's been
I
a minute.
know.
The last like 3 books I've brought, I've thought I should do a Mafia one, and then I go,
I've been
ooh, I
thinking
want to
the
do this one
same
instead.
thing, yeah.
I was gonna see which one of us does it first because I knew we love Mafia romance.
Yeah. You guys
It's
been like a
funny
Russian
because
roulette.
somebody commented on the Patreon on the Minotaur episode and was like basically saying like, I'm surprised this is a Vanessa book, and then they were like, it'd be better if maybe he was in the Mafia.
We can
Was
just
it
like
mo-
believe it. We're like, oh, okay, yeah. He's
I
in
mean, they
Mafia.
didn't really say what he did.
Morning Glory Mafia milking farm.
I love it.
I mean, yeah, that's why he's so busy. He's got to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
you
Busy
know?
business boy. That's
Yeah.
why he's anyway. Okay, Ruthless Creatures by JT Geisinger. 386 pages, released in
2021.
2021.
Yeah.
We're back
We're
in
back.
the 2021 era.
Out of our silly era, back in 2021.
Back in 2021.
Is it
dark
New York?
romance.
Sort of. Which is so funny because I didn't even clock it because I'm so tired. But yes, part of it is New York.
Okay.
Hey,
We're really back.
I thought you said bad. And I'm like,
We're
not
that
really
too.
bad.
Bad girls.
Right.
Or
We're
Bad
back.
Girls. Bad Girls Club.
Okay, you can do the Barbara. Do you want to guess pages before or after the synopsis?
Synopsis first.
After, yeah.
Synopsis. From indie superstar JT Geissinger, it's a little blurb before the
Synopsis.
synopsis, comes Queens and Monsters. It's a series. The series is a scorchingly hot, breath-stealing mafia romance series where John Wick meets Romeo and Juliet.
Mm.
I don't think that's true at all.
Emily's out.
Yeah, don't worry. I don't understand why that is how the series is described.
So maybe it's just like action packed.
It's just
Lots of guns?
It's just he's in the mafia, so like he'll kill some
Forbidden
people.
love.
Yeah.
Forbidden in the sense that she's not in this world.
But John Wick's dog dies. It's not like
Yeah.
a woman.
Like
And he
we
goes
don't
on
need to be.
revenge.
And she has a dog.
Oh,
Okay.
Does not die. Does not die.
Ooh,
But
that-
that's why I was like
Okay.
John Wick, and then she has here's her dog on page like 3. I'm like, oh shit.
I
no.
feel like, yeah, that would be like a trigger warning. I'm not reading if it's John Wick because that means a dog dies.
I was gonna say, like, it's literally like when I was thinking of like the trigger warnings that I give a shit about for myself personally. Everybody's are different.
they're all personalized.
I think it's like a graphic rape scene is like not ideal.
Not ideal.
but like, that's one where I'm like, good to know, but
reference.
it's enough that I'm like, good to know. I'll skim through. Or, but if a dog dies, I'm like, fuck that book.
Fuck that book.
That is unacceptable. I can't. I'm triggered even reading the trigger warning.
If, and this goes for fanfic too, if they don't end up together, what the fuck was the point?
Yeah.
Which is interesting because the only book we've done where they don't end up together at the end is one I brought when it was Clippy.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Who
She had
wanted to
move
be with
on.
that anyway?
She's got so many digital
Yeah.
desires.
demons or delights. Desires?
Desires. Yeah.
Fuck, this is going to be a mess, everyone. Okay, Ruthless Creatures.
Did you say digital delights?
Yeah.
I
I mean,
sure
that
did.
works.
Yeah.
I sure did. Okay. 5 years ago, my fiance disappeared.
Ooh.
Ooh. He left me with a wedding dress I'd never wear. Left me
Aw.
with the kind of scars that can't be healed. The man I built my... I'm smiling through this like, isn't that great?
Isn't it amazing? She can't heal her scars.
She's done for.
But she's got a dress.
She's miserable.
Well, she'd never wear it, so... Okay.
Uh-huh.
She could sell it.
So true. She does. She sent it to
good.
the... Anyway.
Etsy.
The man I built my future on vanished like a ghost. All that remained were my broken heart and a million unanswered questions. Until a mysterious stranger arrives in town.
Ooh.
Tall, dark, and dangerous. Cage, spelled with a K. Cage.
Ooh.
Kage.
Yeah. You had very different reactions to
I'm
that.
reading a book right now where the main character's name is Cage, but it's with a C.
Okay.
C cage is fine. K cages.
She's out.
I don't like any of them.
I'm easing my. I'm
I was never in.
slipping down.
I was never
out
here.
of here.
We'll revisit that.
Yeah.
We'll chat about his name more later. Okay, Cage.
Is it a nickname or is it full name?
Vanessa, let's not jump ahead. Tall, dark, and dangerous.
Dangerous. Dangerous.
Nothing better than when your friend says a word wrong.
We'll never let that
Like
go.
4 fucking times already.
Yeah.
Why
Someone
are-
you misunderstood us say wide shoes. I can't even say it anymore. That word, yeah.
It's
so now
catching.
it's dangerous. Cithoris.
We probably
What
shouldn't
did
be
I say?
recording today.
Demoned?
Demon.
Demoned. Okay.
We all got one.
Tall, dark, and dangerous.
I can do this. This is worse than when I was hungover. Okay, Cage is as full of secrets as he is sex appeal.
Ooh, I'm back.
Back in. Though I know he's hiding something, I'm drawn to him like a moth to flame. Heat crackles between us with every look, desire flares into passion, and I fall hard, helpless to resist. But then I discover he's been sent to collect on an unpaid debt from my missing fiancé.
The deposit on her
dot.
wedding dress.
My sister actually wanted it. It's like a
Yeah,
whole thing.
it was like a whole thing, you know.
And that debt is me. Okay, synopsis, we did it.
Wait, had the ex sent a debt?
He's been sent to collect on an unpaid debt from my missing fiancé, ...
That debt is me.
That debt is me.
So does the fiance dip out? He's like, bye, I'm going to go on a boat trip and mysteriously disappear.
He went on a hike, never came back.
What was the debt?
That you sent me, I was checking my TikTok.
Oh my god, I did.
I think I was sitting next to you on the sofa. We were slugging for a while. And it was, you may have gotten up right for it, which is nothing better than me describing a TikTok. but it was this
Yeah,
girl and
We
she's
do that
laughing.
every episode.
That's what you're here for.
It's like the one TikTok you sent me, and it was this girl and she's dying laughing about, she's like, my husband got lost in the woods for 4 hours.
She like can't breathe. She's laughing so hard.
She was like, he came back all ripped up and like
covered in scratches. And she's like,
he's fine.
like, no big deal. But I just thought I sent it to you because I thought it would be 100% what you or I would do if Jeff or Eric were lost in the woods for several hours.
Yeah. And they just come back and they're just like, I don't know, I fell down the hill. I'm fine.
Yeah. They told me to go downhill and then I did.
Bernie would probably just never come back.
Bernie
He
would be
would
like,
stay in one spot because that's logical.
Bernie would be like, yeah, set up camp. It's pretty cool.
where I
made
live
a
now.
friend.
Just climb up to the top.
Check out this bird.
Squirrel friend.
He's like, oh yeah, everybody on that show alone are real pussies. I can do this just fine.
Yeah, Eric would not be in the woods and that's why we're married.
Jeff
I
would
would be at the car. Don't worry.
AC.
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes on a hike, dips out.
Yes.
Suddenly, this mysterious guy comes to collect her, I assume, for her ex. He's like, bring her to me.
What is the debt?
Her. ...
An
Her.
unpaid debt. It's an unpaid debt.
Like, my money?
This book is a soap opera.
Oh, I love it.
I'm pulling a Vanessa where I'm just not answering your question. This book is a soap opera, and I didn't realize till like halfway through, and that was what got me to go, okay, I like this book because it is...
You have to just
It's
buy
great.
into it.
You have to
Things
just
that make
buy
sense.
into it.
Okay.
Was he a dick? Her fiance?
No.
Oh.
They were together for some reasonable amount of time. They were engaged. The day of the rehearsal dinner, he just didn't come back. He went on a hike in the morning, lost for more than 4.5 hours, 5 years.
You can't even get your deposits back after that.
No.
No,
You've
it's
already,
too close.
by that time, too, you've also paid all your vendors.
Yeah, don't worry. They were both broke, so
Cool.
didn't go well. But her parents left her the house. She lives in Lake Tahoe. She has a house in Lake Tahoe. Yeah.
She's good. She's
She's-
got a wedding
she's hanging
dress
out.
and a house in Tahoe.
It's
She's
also
good.
a really small town, so it's like small town Lake Tahoe vibes.
Okay.
Set the scene. There you go.
I thought we were in New York.
Well, he
We're
is.
going.
Oh,
Cages.
cages.
He's in-
cages.
Cage.
Does Cage work for the caterers or something?
Oh, catering by Cage.
Yep.
Yes, he's a caterer.
He didn't pay the catering
How
bill.
long is it since the wedding? Then this story happens.
The night of the 5-year anniversary of the rehearsal dinner.
Ooh, on a night like tonight,
Ooh.
5 years ago.
Oh
my God.
Get your flashlight. Okay.
Oh, let's guess Pages.
What's her name?
Yes, her name is Natalie. Excellent question.
Ew.
Paige?
How many pages are there?
I don't remember. 386. If only there was some way for us to know.
There's no way to know.
386.
123.
386.
1, 2, 3.
69.
135.
Oh, it was so close.
You're doing really good.
I'm doing so good. I know.
You're
Thank
really
you.
good.
Wow.
Okay, so 5 years, it's the rehearsal dinner the day before the 5-year anniversary of the wedding. Thing is, in California, which is the part of Lake Tahoe that they live in, 5 years in California means that missing, you are legally dead.
Yes.
So it's a sort of a landmark date for her.
Did he have, was he in, like, did he have a lot of debts? Bankruptcy and shit?
No, he was just didn't have a lot of money. He worked as like a tour guide in town, like so he would lead people on hikes. He's extremely active.
She's like, he knows the woods.
Weather was perfect. He knows the woods. He had his
I'm sorry, but why are you hiking the day of our wedding?
Yeah,
They rehearse
dude.
dinner. Good. They go relax. Guys don't have to do shit. They go like
yeah.
play golf and shit.
And she talks about how like he was the type of person who if he didn't work out that day,
Yeah.
he'd be like pacing and like.
I mean, the
Ooh.
difference between our hotel room and the boys' hotel room on getting
Yeah.
ready.
Was that you
Ours
had
looked like
one?
a disaster.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like a bomb went off.
And
Yeah.
then when I went down, fully done to like fix Jeff's hair because I had to do like a first coif. The guys were literally just sitting on their phones,
Yeah.
not dressed. And I walked in and
Yeah.
I went, "Why is nobody dressed right now?" And then they were like,
Excellent
"Oh,
question.
I guess I'll."
Well, also takes them 2
Get up.
fucking minutes.
Yeah, that's why. So that's why they
Yeah.
go and they went to
They go
Texas
hiking.
Chili Parlor. They
Yeah.
went and like ate food.
They went to Lake Tahoe. Yeah.
They went to Lake Tahoe, went on a hike.
They
Jeff
got
went
lost in
missing.
the
4.5
woods.
hours. It was hilarious.
He fell down the hill. He was fine.
You know what? Behind the scenes, I'm almost positive I sent you that TikTok before I chose this book.
Ooh,
Wow, we're
which
witches.
is
Okay. I don't remember what happens. Okay. 5
Get
years.
your notebook.
Rehearsal. Yeah, okay. All right. Let's consult the notes. 5-year anniversary rehearsal dinner. Okay. So. Her best friend Sloane, who is extremely sassy and will not stop talking about how, like, girl, you just need to fuck someone.
Sloane's a book name.
Yeah.
You know,
Sloane says your vagina is sad and lonely, and it has been 5 years, and you need to hook up with someone.
She hasn't slept with anybody in 5 years?
Hasn't. She's tried to date like 3 people and just hasn't connected, and she's just like, I don't care. The book
she's
actually
sad.
She's distracted and sad and wondering where the fuck David is.
Yeah, she's just looking at this wedding dress.
Yeah, just
She's like,
staring at her.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. Unpaid debt.
Unpaid.
Book opens with her being dumped by a guy named Chris, who's like, you don't care about this. And
Was
she's
it
like,
Chris with a K?
no, weirdly.
Christmas Tina?
Christmas
Christmas
Tina.
Tina. Is that who dumped her?
Do you want to know what everyone looks like?
Yeah.
Okay. She has dark black hair
Okay.
and gray blue eyes. And she's not super descriptive about like body type or like, you know, she's just like
So
not
she's
super
Barbara?
petite.
Mhm.
She could be anybody.
She could be you.
She could be all of us. Okay.
But you're the one with the blue gray eyes and dark hair.
There's a lot of pressure.
Angelina Jolie.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Love it.
Done.
Okay, so he is described.
Olivia, I mean, if we're going to talk about missing people, Olivia Newton-John, her husband or fiance, he went on a boat thing and went missing, and then I think that they found him years later. Maybe
Whoa,
he faked his
really?
death. I think
Was he just like hanging out, or no? He was. Oh, he was.
it was like something they might not have found, but I'm pretty sure that he like faked his own death. Kind
John
of thing.
Travolta.
Scientology would have done that.
Well, there you go.
Oof. I think.
I believe
could
you.
be wrong, but there was something where he went missing.
Nobody look into it. That's fact now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can make stuff up too.
Yeah, it's true. Look at us go.
Fanfic.
We're just
you know?
a podcast of liars.
Yep.
Yep.
Cage is described as looking like Jason Momoa.
Oh.
Okay, I'll take it.
Sure, you'll take
we can
it?
keep it.
Okay. He is 6'6" and covered in tattoos.
His hair long or short?
I think it's longer, but not like ponytail long. You know.
Mm.
You tell me.
Is he muscly?
Extremely.
Oh,
He has
yeah.
no tattoos on his muscles because he has so many abs everywhere. They're just spilling out of him.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know.
Wow.
They talk about his muscles a lot.
I'll take Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
He's
that's
only
fine.
like the
You can work with
like beefy muscle guy. I'll just picture his hair. I'm gonna picture him and Tom Brady mixed together. Like they're gonna interchange. in
Like
my
a
head.
little, like Jason Momoa, but busy business boy.
Yeah,
Tom
like with the
Brady?
Tom, not Tom Brady. Tom. Who am I thinking of?
DeLong.
Party.
Bane Hardy.
DeLong.
From Blink 182. With
It's
his
an
little
alien.
lip ring where he's like, oh yeah. Oh, Give me roses.
So we've already got our song. We've already got us not paying attention in the synopsis.
Yeah.
We've already fucked up words. I think we're done. I think
Yeah.
We
we're
need to
good.
harmonize.
Ooh.
Okay. So Sloane calls her and she's like, girl, I'm not letting you be alone tonight. Let's go get drunk at the local bar. They
Okay.
do. They see this super hot guy. It's Cage.
Boom, boom, boom. He walks in like a big ogre. I'm here to collect my debt.
You.
Um,
Dot, dot, dot.
What does the fiance look like? Do we
He's
ever meet him?
dead.
he's
It's
hiking.
It's
He's out on his
Colin.
He's been hiking for 5 years. He is dehydrated.
He looks like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's what he looks like.
Okay.
He's Glenn Powell. Glenn.
Is he though? I don't think he is. That
I
can
can
be Chris.
never get his name
Chris,
right.
who is the town sheriff, who dumps her at the beginning because he's like, "You're not invested in this," and she's like, "You are absolutely right."
Okay, that's
See you
Glenn.
never. That's Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
He's a sheriff.
What if we got him on the pod?
Honestly, at this point, we've talked about it enough that I feel like it's going to happen.
Like, Glenn, we're doing enough for you.
Glenn.
This is for you. We're in
This
town.
podcast is for you.
You've moved back here to be closer to us. Like, come
we're
on.
walking that parasocial line of we should probably have a restraining order, but come be a
Glenn,
friend.
you're fine. We only talk about you in
Every
nice ways.
episode.
Don't look into that, but just trust us.
It's fine. We're
Anyway.
liars.
We'll send it to his agent.
Yeah.
We'll be nice when he's here.
Yeah.
Ish.
I'm gonna go see Twisters.
Oh yeah, we gotta go like day one.
Yeah, I'm ready. I want to see it in
Twisters?
IMAX. I want to see it in. Well, that's the sequel. It's Twisters.
Yeah. That movie is one step shy of having sharks in the tornado.
There's cows in the first one.
There's going to be a lot in this one.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah. Anyways.
Cage walks into the bar, and Sloane and Natalie are like, that guy is hot. And then Sloane goes and tries to hit on him, and he says, no, I'm not interested. And she's like, literally never happens to me. Crazy. Later in the night, Natalie's going to go home, and Sloane is like, you're not waking up alone tomorrow on the 5-year anniversary of when your wedding day would be, so I'm going to come home with you. And she's like, no, don't come home with me. And she's like, the only way you're leaving here, or the only way I'm not spending the night is if you leave here with Cage. And so she's like, okay. They've each had a bottle of wine. So she goes over to the Cage. She's like, hi, so nice to meet you. Here's the thing. My friend said she's going to come stay the night. And there's this whole long story that I don't really want to get into. But long story short, can I have a ride so that I don't have to see my friend tomorrow morning because I kind of want to just drink all day long, and she's not going to let me do that. And he says to her, I'm going to consult my notebook. He says, sorry, princess. If you're looking for a knight in shining armor, you're looking in the wrong fucking place. And then he leaves.
That was a warm-up ink.
You're warming up? You getting the ink ready?
I felt it in my tummy.
All
like,
right.
Oh my God.
You've got some indigestion. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
The town gossip had explained to Sloane and Natalie before this that, oh my God, here's the tea. He comes into town, 6'6" of trouble. Oh my God. He buys the house next door to you, Natalie, for cash in a briefcase, and it wasn't even on the market. He just rang the doorbell and was like, I want your house. Here's a fuckload of money. Give it to me. And it worked. So he's your next door neighbor. So that's why she's like, give me a ride.
If he wanted to, he would.
My ink pot is growing.
Your ink pot is swelling.
Woo. My sack. I'm getting a full sack. What?
Oh my God. Did you only get 4 hours of sleep?
I might as well.
Basically, we're all screwed. Okay,
Yeah.
So the next day, according to my notebook, she thinks Sloane is coming over and she's trying on her wedding dress for one last time before she donates it to some like resale shop. And doorbell rings. She thinks it's Sloane. So she's like, oh, it's open.
In the dress?
In the dress. And then she's like, I'm back here. And he walks up and sees her and she's like, oh my God, what are you doing in my house? Like, he just tells her that the wedding dress doesn't suit her. It's too fussy.
But that's all. Like, what?
Oh, I got a package at my house. It was addressed to you. Here you go. She's like, cool, nice to see you. Bye. Thanks for the insult on the wedding dress.
So these are the 2 times they've ever talked.
So far, yeah.
Okay.
So
and then they fuck, and that's the end of the book.
Oh, nice. So then we get to what? Page 30? What? Page 134?
Yeah, and then the rest of it is just a sex scene.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so later that night,
Does he fuck her in the wedding dress?
he does not.
Oh,
Sadly,
it's too fussy.
Wait, does he
It's too
really
fussy.
fuck her right then?
No.
Oh.
No, but we wish he did.
Liar.
Some of us are lying. Who can tell?
Who knows?
Turns out he's a minotaur.
That's what the clomping was. Boom, boom, boom.
You need your coconut.
I know. I don't have dog nails anymore.
That's
I
what.
finally got them done.
Oh, we did it.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'll just have you do the horse noises every time I need to consult my notebook.
that's his little nails.
Later the night, 5-year wedding anniversary. Later that night, she decides
5 years.
I just bumped my mic. Okay. Later that night, she decides she's going to go out to a nice steakhouse that's at one of the casinos because it's Lake Tahoe, so it's on the Nevada side. Doesn't matter. Point is, she goes into the restaurant, and who does she see?
Cage.
Yes,
Son of a
with a
bitch.
K.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And then the waiter comes over and is like, the gentleman, Jason Momoa, wants you to join him. And she's like, oh my God. And he's like, come on, girl. And so she joins him. They have some champagne. And he tells her, oh my God,
He's like, sorry, I came into your house yesterday.
Yeah, he basically says the wedding dress was too fussy. Like, I meant it. Like, perfection needs no improvement. And she's like, oh my God.
Bum, bum. Bum, bum.
She's
That's
got
my ink pot.
She's got gurglies.
She's either gonna ink or
She's
caca.
gurgling. Something's going on.
Something's gonna happen.
I just snorted.
Yeah, you did. I'm going to amplify that and then insert
Turn the
it
volume
every,
way
2
up.
minutes.
Yeah.
Because I know how to do that. Okay, I have an excerpt for the first time. I typed it up. I don't know why I did it that way, but I was like, I need to read this snippet of the
I
conversation.
wish I would do this more. So
Get 4 hours of sleep and just see what happens. At the restaurant, he tells her, I need to kiss you.
Ooh.
There's a lot of sexual tension.
Yeah.
And she says, no. And he says, then come sit on my lap and let me finger fuck you while I feed you dinner.
at the restaurant?
Yeah, at the steakhouse. It's really fancy.
So their interactions are,
Yep.
fuck you, I'm not going to give you a ride home.
Yeah.
Here's your stupid package. You look like shit. Yeah, you looked like shit. Let me finger fuck you.
Correct.
You look like shit because perfection doesn't need
Right, he's
extra
softened
frills.
that. Right,
Yes.
where he's like, that wedding dress wasn't right anyways.
the wedding dress is shit, but you're
And
perfect.
then they're giggling over dinner, and then he's like, let me finger fuck you.
I want to finger
well,
fuck
if you
you.
won't let me kiss you.
I'm into it.
He's giving
I'm
her
here.
options.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's dark in there too.
She's overwhelmed, so she's like, I gotta go, and goes to the curb to call a cab. And he meets her at the curb, and he says, apologies if I offended you. If you ask me to leave you alone, I'll honor that request. I want to taste every inch of you. I want to hear you scream my name. I want to make you come so hard that you forget your own. I don't have time to fuck around with the kind of wooing that I'd usually do to win you. So that's why I'm being so blunt. I want to fuck your sweet cunt and your perfect ass and your luscious mouth and anything else you'll let me fuck because you are the single most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life.
Did you read that because it said cunt, which is your favorite word?
I debated. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I debated making you read it because there were a lot of things in there that I didn't want to read, but I did.
But you were so brave.
Oh,
yeah.
You made
You
me
didn't even
clutch.
make Emily say the words.
Oh.
I'm sweating.
Do you love this book?
It's a soap opera, and once I was in, I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was ridiculous. Like, I don't have time to woo you.
I've got a deadline. Your ex-husband really wants you.
I'm just going to tell you, I really want to fuck all kinds of things in you.
Wow. What does she say?
She's like, oh my God. And oh my God. And he's like, yeah, like that's a lot. He leaves. He's like, think on that, let it simmer.
I'll be next door.
I'll literally be next door. I'll be in the cab behind you, and we'll get out at the same time.
He's not in a cab. He's in like a super fancy SUV.
Why doesn't he drive her home?
Because she needs a minute.
Yeah.
She needs a minute.
Yeah, she's got to change her panties.
Yeah, she does. Her tummy's gurgling.
She should just slide on home. She doesn't need the cab.
Everywhere. She's like rollerblading.
She just like skips like a rock across the lake on her butt.
She's just got little water skis.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So then we get into, this is a soap opera, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, next day, doorbell rings and it's some random guy with an envelope. And he's like, I live in these apartments that your missing fiance lived in. And this letter was stuck behind the mail outbox. And we didn't find it until we were switching things over when I just moved in. So long story short.
They didn't live together?
No.
Okay.
5 years on the dot.
Here's an envelope that was addressed to you from 5 years ago from your dead missing hiker fiance. She's like, holy shit. She opens it. There's a silver key. No note, nothing.
A lockbox.
Maybe. A diary.
One of those like tiny little chintzy keys.
Oh my God, yeah.
It like bends when you turn it.
It's like a Mary-Kate and Ashley like diary, like top secret.
It's got a little like glitter heart rhinestone. So then the doorbell rings again. Her doorbell is constantly ringing. Are you with me? Very soap opera. Who's walking on set now? It's Chris, the sheriff, Glenn Powell.
Right.
Who is our favorite actor, maybe.
Friend of the pod. Come on.
Big fan. Long time fan.
Ooh, what if we got him to read little boy parts?
Oh my God.
If you know him, let us know.
I want to see what he could do for it. Because you know what? Maybe there's something in person, Glenn, where it's just like, oh my God, the charisma or whatever cologne you're wearing or something.
Look.
That's how he gets the job.
You moved back to Austin. We're inviting you. Come on,
He puts that
dude.
like pheromone oil on.
Yeah, what if we all get horned up for Glenn Powell? That would be crazy.
A wide shoes episode.
It's going to be a hell of an episode.
Patreon only. For the fans.
So Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
Rings the doorbell, and I did a knocking motion.
Yeah.
And she's like, what's up, Chris? The fuck do you want? I'm kind of having a huge meltdown right now. Silver key. And he's like, I don't think we should have broken up. I feel bad. And she's like, no, we definitely should have broken up.
Yeah. He's the sheriff, so he's the one who investigated the missing husband, too.
He was part of the team. Yeah. You know?
But he's a cop.
He is a cop. And he wants to get back together. She's like, no, I'm good. And he says, oh, what's that? And she's like, oh, my parents sent it to me, and they can't remember what it's for.
Oh, the key?
Yeah.
Ooh, smart.
And he's like, oh, that looks exactly like, coincidentally and conveniently, that looks exactly like my safety deposit box key. Ooh. Even has the same numbers. Well, not the same numbers, but yeah, Wells Fargo. They use safety deposit box. And she's like, thank you, Chris. That's super helpful for once in your fucking life. Because then he's like, no, we should get back together, and like tries to like forcefully kiss her.
I'll drive you there. Let's go. I miss you.
I'll kidnap you. More like that, but not in like a fun way, because he's like trying to like not let her go and like kiss her, and she's like, let me go, and he's like won't. And so then Cage says, hang on, let me get my notebook.
Cage appears, puts him in a cage. Ooh. He says, take your hands off her or lose them. Ooh. And then Chris, Glenn, you're really pushing your luck here. He says, and he's about to say, I'm a sheriff. And Cage interrupts him and says, dead man if you don't fuck off right now. Oh. And he does. Chris says, yeah, that's a good move. And he goes away. Yeah.
Yeah.
He like cracked his knuckles when he said it.
You're my God. Dead man. She tells him, I don't really think having a fling right now with a stranger is a good idea. I've got a lot on my plate, like this silver key to my Olsen twins diary or whatever it was. Yeah. So I'm like dealing with all of that.
Right.
So thank you, but no thank you. And he's like, fine. Really sad. Also, I'm going to be putting the house on the market, and I'm leaving town tonight, FYI. And she's like, oh, what?
He's been there for like a week.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, what happened? And he's like, job's done. Job's done.
Like you got your key. Maybe.
Job's done.
She's not telling us anything.
It's not done because she hasn't come yet. And that's the job that needs
You've
to
got
get
ink
done.
everywhere. Okay. That's why you wore black today.
Can't see the wet spots.
Can't when I have my little ink come out.
He leaves his phone number and he's like, call me if you need anything. And she's like, for sure.
420-69-69.
Hell yeah, you get it. You know how the mafia works.
Yeah.
Months later, it's like near Christmas and doorbell rings and it's him.
Oh.
Months later?
A couple of months later.
Did she go to the box?
Oh, P.S. She went to the box. Right. Okay. See, you'll see in my notes that I wrote, oh shit, asterisk, this happened before there. She went to the box. And she said, hey, I am not on the safety deposit box, obviously, because I would remember because I would have to go in with my ID.
Yeah.
And the bank teller is like, no, girl, you're on it. Yeah, we have a copy of your ID right here. And she's like, the fuck? Who did he have signed for it? I didn't. He stole my ID. This is
Why
all
is she
very
telling them that?
mysterious.
She's like, okay, let me in the box. I got the key.
She's not telling them.
Yeah,
She's
it's in
thinking
her
it.
head.
Yeah. She's thinking, what the fuck was David up to on his hike? Took a hell of a detour. And in the safety deposit box,
Money.
an envelope
God damn it.
with her name on it,
With another clue?
a letter that he wrote about how much he loves her. And he can't wait to marry her. And he's excited for them to spend their lives together. And he is excited for their future and their children. And he loves that they can do this together. And he loves that whenever she's stressed, she can find herself in her paintings because she's an artist. And he can always do his hiking and they just blend so well. And I love you so much and I can't wait to marry you. Mwah. That's all that's in there.
Why would you put that in a safety deposit box?
Why would you put that in a safety deposit box?
Little clues.
Why? Weird. So mysterious. So
Circle the first letter of every sentence and it spells something
that's what
out.
I thought. And it didn't really. I didn't fully check, but I read it and I'm like, oh, I'll figure it out later. They'll tell me. So
Oh, yeah, they let you know, yeah.
it's a soap opera. They'll spoon feed you. You don't got to worry about it. Cage shows up, right? 2 months later, we're good.
He's back at her house?
Yes. He
For
rings
Christmas.
the doorbell 2
Did the
months
house
later.
sell next door?
No.
It's just Sue's been sitting on it.
Yeah, because he couldn't stop thinking about her, so he just never put the house up for sale.
Oh.
He tells her, I stayed away as long as I could.
Okay.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Well, it's a little creepy stalkerish, but like they're in love, so it's fine.
yeah.
They don't really know each other, but they're madly in love.
Yeah.
I don't want to fling. I want everything you have to give me for as long as you want to give it to me.
Oh.
And she's like, oh my goodness, sir. And then he says, do you still have my number? Good, use it. And he leaves again. He's always just coming and going and cut the
Yeah.
doorbell. They
Ringing.
really love
Yeah.
ringing doorbells.
Also,
Yeah.
like, call me before you come by.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mention
Text
it.
me.
You clearly know my
I'm
number.
in town.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know where I live.
Don't leave.
We're
Stop
neighbors.
leaving.
Yeah, stop leaving. Like, back up what you're threatening and promising to do to me.
Yeah.
No? Yes?
Like, didn't even ask her out on a date. Be like, hey, do you want to hang
yeah.
out? Do you want to come
Do you want a finger bang?
to Newark? Yeah.
Finger bang.
Do you wanna come?
Start off
Yeah. Do you want
light.
to come? Do you
There
want
you
to?
go.
I'll blast you
I've
out.
got all this
Steakhouse?
ink everywhere.
Finger
Yeah.
bang. Yeah, well, where's
And she's like, oh, okay, bye. End of scene.
See ya. Yeah. So she thinks on this and she calls Sloan and Sloan's like, hell yeah, ride that dick. I'm getting a little fired up. Okay. So then she invites him on a double date because Sloan is like, I met this guy. He's like this tech rich businessman who owns like 300 acres of property on Lake Tahoe. So come out to the bar. He and a couple of his friends are going tonight with me. You bring Cage. We'll see how he does amongst other creatures. And we'll all have a good time. And
Someone's
she's
gonna
like,
die.
cool. Vanessa.
Who dies?
She knows. Come on. She knows. This
What?
is why we picked
Sloane's
this book.
boyfriend die?
It's a soap opera. Of course someone dies.
Does Sloane die?
The doorbell rings.
One of the guys.
Does the battery in the doorbell die?
So she invites him at what?
I said, does the battery in the
doorbell
doorbell die? It gets used up too much.
Ding dong.
Yes. She invites him on a double date that's sort of like a group hangout for their first. It's just their pace is so weird. I want to be with you forever. You're like the love of my life and we've never really spoken. And also like come meet some friends that I've never met. I don't know. It's just
Let's have a very
Yeah.
casual date. Yeah.
very all over the place.
Well, it is kind of like she doesn't know him. He's
Right.
always just like saying these things and then leaving.
dipping out.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like safety in numbers, I
True,
guess.
true.
But not with people you don't know.
Yeah, the whole thing was just kind of like, I don't know, small town. We're all going to be at the local bar, I guess. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it fits. He shows up that night and he brings her flowers.
Oh.
And I thought you would ask what kind of flowers they are because that happened like 19 episodes ago.
She's over it.
She was
No,
upset.
what kind of flowers?
I wrote it down. Dainty white flowers tied with a white satin ribbon. Does
Like
that satisfy
daisies?
you? Sure.
Fine.
It's fine.
Wow.
I
She's a
feel like
flower
he's,
snob.
yeah, I feel like
He could have done better.
If you're gonna do dainty white flowers, do like a little twine. If you're gonna go country with it, but if you're gonna do like,
he didn't go country. He went like sophisticated, but like not. I don't know.
So then that would be like a nice like peony or something. That'd be money too.
Well, okay, so he's a debt collector, right? Speaking of which, he mentions, P.S. I'm a criminal.
Oh, okay, just casual.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably more to it than that, but I wrote, quote, I'm a criminal. So he explains that to her.
So she's like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "I'm a criminal."
I think that's exactly how it went.
What do you do for a living?
And she goes,
Thanks for the flowers.
Cool.
Thanks for the flowers. I'm a criminal. What?
You're right. The pacing of the information that comes out. She knows he wants to finger bang her. They have a full dinner. They do all this stuff. He's like, I'm obsessed with you. I'm in love with you. And then she's like,
all of her holes.
Yeah.
And then some, wherever else.
Yeah. And then she's like, so, like, what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
That's first question.
That was, So he says, I'm a criminal. And she's like, why are you telling me this? Are you trying to scare me? And he's like, well, if you're going to be mine, I need you to be educated about what it is that you're getting into. And she's like, are you like a bad criminal? And he says, the biggest, the baddest, the worst. You like that?
I'm okay with that.
She's in.
She's in?
You confident?
I'm in.
We're in. We're swimming in the ink.
She's been in.
Got our little jet skis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's skipping across the lake.
Water skiing.
But yeah.
She's flying, like skipping rocks. He says that once I have you, I'll never let you go. They have their first kiss.
Ooh, finally.
And then she says, what's your last name?
God damn.
So again, the information that is being released is very, like, the pacing is just whiplash.
Yeah.
She makes a joke like, soon I'll know all your secrets. Like, oh, I know your last name now.
Basic information?
Yeah. Oh, his name is Cage Porter.
I think porterhouse steak. It's a big piece of meat.
KP.
Love it. I can see it in the aesthetic video already.
Yeah.
Little steak man.
Slap of meat.
She says, I'll know all your secrets soon. And he says, I'll have to make you fall in love with me before I tell you my secrets so that you, because you'll want to leave me so you won't leave me even though you'll want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay.
He's hinting that, like, we got some big fucking issues. Mafia. Spoiler. It's a mafia romance. He's the mafia.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know
if you put that together. The 6'6", like, gruff baddie. Yeah, that he's
with
the
lots
mafia
of
guy.
secrets.
Yes.
He's the mafia guy.
Turns out,
wow.
soap opera, a real twist.
I thought he was like a real estate agent or something.
He was a debt collector with a catering company, I think.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Just a front.
Catering, collecting, debt, Cade.
KK.
So they go to the date. They walk in, and Cage and Sloane's lover boy immediately recognize each other.
Oh.
Mafia recognizes Mafia. The tech guy, it's not tech. It's online gambling. He's in the Irish Mafia. They didn't know it. Sloane is like, oh my God, popcorn. Like, this is so exciting because she's just like bold and fearless and like
she recognizes they know each other.
That they probably don't like each other.
Immediately there's
Rivals.
tension.
That there's something between these two.
Yeah, and Natalie's like,
what are you doing here?
Hey, Cage, what the fuck? And he goes, what does he say? I wrote it down. No matter what happens, let me handle it. And she's like, cool, for sure. Like,
I dribbled a little bit on that.
Do you want curly fries? Like, what are we doing here? And she says something like, about like, oh, are you walking into the lion's den? He's like, no, they are. Like, he's telling Natalie, don't worry, I'm the
one.
I got it.
And that is absolutely fucking true because at one point they recognize him because of his tattoos and stuff. They're like, oh, Russian mafia.
Because they're New York.
They're
He's
Irish.
Oh. They're
on the West Coast now, secretly doing online gambling, and they haven't been paying their dues to the Russian mafia, which is him. So they're immediately like, oh, fuck, who's this guy? Like, he's clearly someone. And so they're asking him, what's your last name? And Natalie goes, it's Porter, right? And Cage is real stone-faced, and he goes, Porter is the anglicized version of it. When we came to the country, they changed it from Portnov. And Sloane's boyfriend is like, Casimir? So his name is Casimir Portnov, but he goes by Cage Porter. See? You're back in. You're back in with the
back. I'm okay with it.
Oh, so his real name is Casimir.
Yes.
But they call him
Russian.
Cage.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll allow it.
So they have this like stare off, and it's all very
What's
intense.
the other guy's name? O'Malley?
Excellent question. No. But yes, O'Malley is his name. Tommy O'Malley.
Tommy O'Malley.
He essentially is like, yeah, you can make amends and you can pay us a fuckload of money for what you've been hiding from us. And the guy's like, oh my God, of course I will do that. And he's like, cool, sounds good. And she's like, so you're Russian mafia.
I was gonna say, so Sloan and her friend are just like, so where'd you get that top? That's so cute. I love it.
Sloan, again, is like so excited because her whole thing is that she wants to be interested, and this is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's into it.
Natalie is like, I need a minute. And she goes toward the bathroom and then instead goes into the break room. And guess who follows her into the break room?
Oh,
Cage.
Wow.
And
Surprised he wasn't already in there.
I know. I know everything. She says, I don't want to talk to you. And he says, I don't want to talk either, and starts making out with her. And this is the scene we're reading.
They fuck at this point?
Something. Let's find out.
Wow. Look, you little cool cat.
Yeah. Orange
That's
Cassidy.
your screensaver. Okay, so they're in like a kitchen break room.
They're in the break room at the restaurant.
Okay. Break room. Okay, so this is him talking first. This is all like, this is her POV. Yeah. Nobody's perfect. My laugh is caustic. Seriously, that's your argument for why I should keep seeing you?
Why I should keep seeing you? Love where your head's at.
His eyes flare. There's something dangerous in his gaze. Something animal. I've never seen him look more handsome. He growls, no, this is my argument for why you should keep seeing me.
He sounds like Batman.
He's Bane.
Oh, right.
He's
Okay,
Tom
yeah.
Hardy, Jason Momoa, Aqua Batman.
Yes, and Tom DeLonge.
Aquaman.
He kisses me again so ravenously. I'm bent back at the waist. It's really too bad I haven't had sex for so long. I think my sad and lonely vagina has now hijacked my entire body.
Vagina.
It's just like this sad, lonely, like,
It feels very like quirky girl.
Yeah, she's like my sad, lonely puss. Yeah. He pushes me against the wall. His mouth is hot and demanding. That makes me think bad breath. Hot mouth. Ugh. Vanessa's like, stop it. No, it's not.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I mean, naturally your breath is hot.
I mean, I don't, that's where they take the thermometer, like, sure. But like, I don't know.
He's got a fever. His big hands rove all over me, squeezing and fondling, staking a claim. My arms find their way around his broad shoulders. I kiss him back just as hungrily as he's kissing me. My ambivalence pushed aside for the moment. The sheer pleasure of tasting him and feeling him against me suddenly takes priority over everything else. This is why people make bad decisions in love. This feeling of euphoria, this pulse-pounding, skin-burning, soul-bearing feeling of being so completely alive. This pleasure that starts as an ache and explodes into fireworks with something as simple as a touch. Ooh. This raw, bone-deep sense that no matter how wrong it is, it's still overwhelmingly right. Cage thrusts his hand underneath my dress and between my legs. Cage into my ear. He says gruffly, go ahead. Tell me you don't want me. Say you don't want to see me again. Tell me any lie you want. But this sweet pussy will tell me the truth. You're soaked right through your fucking panties.
You're kicking your feet. Vanessa's skating across the lake.
She's just...
Vanessa, wait.
I want to scream in frustration, but only because he's right. When he takes my lips again, I moan into his mouth. It makes him growl. He kisses me deeply, rubbing his hand against my panties until my body takes over and my hips start to move. Cheeks burning, body shaking. I part my thighs and rock against his hand.
They really need to specify which cheeks.
Yeah. I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say
lips.
it. And I was like...
He says hotly into my ear,
PG.
You want my mouth, don't you, beautiful girl? You want me to eat this wet little pussy until you come on my face?
You're kicking your feet.
She's doing this emoji, the little finger gun
with my toes.
With her toes.
With my toes, my little
You're
toes
clutching.
pointing
This
together.
is full pearl clutching.
Thigh clenching is what it looks like.
I'm not looking at you anymore.
I mumble a denial. It only makes him laugh. Yes, you do. When he pinches my swollen clit through the cotton of my panties, I jerk, moaning. It makes him even hotter. He whispers, yes, you fucking do. want my tongue and my fingers and my cock all at the same time.
You sound like a baby.
He's
sound like a sleepover.
whispering. We gotta be quiet because my brother's gonna hear us. I gotta finger bang you. You're all wet.
We're in the break room.
Come on. You want me exactly as much. This is when the Tom DeLonge comes out. You want me as much as you want me. You want to give me all you, and that makes me fucking crazy. Because I know you don't give that to anyone else.
Then he's fucking crazy.
And it's crazy. He slides his fingers under my panties. Ugh, God, stroking the wet folds. Teasing the butt of my clit with his thumb.
Yeah, all your ink is gone.
That noise.
Yeah,
That just
the little iPad stand is...
Just ugh.
Right, when you said thumb.
Ugh. And that he's stroking my wet folds.
Yeah.
Beef curtains. Say the word.
Why are you making words?
Because it's what I think.
As always, Emily only makes it better, except when she's making it worse, which is usually what she's doing.
Her au jus soaked beef.
I was like, are you reading that?
They're back at the steakhouse.
You would believe it. That's from the Porterhouse special.
I would. I don't remember what I read today.
Say the word, and I'll get on my knees and make you come. I'll make you come with my mouth, and then I'll fuck you up against this wall and make you come on my cock while I suck on those. Come town. While I suck on those perfect tits of yours. That's a lot of mouth work he has to do.
Yeah.
He's going to be tired.
Yeah.
I'm panting, delirious. Someone will see us. Someone will walk in. I locked the door. Of course he did.
Of course he did.
He slides his... Someone's like, can I get my bag? My shift is done.
Fuck off. We're in a cage.
I'm in the cage. He slides his finger deep inside me. I arch my back, grasping and clutching his shoulders. Cage! Yes, baby, say my name when I make you come.
But you have a stutter?
When it's spelled with a K, it makes you stutter.
Sure.
His voice is a husky rumble at my ear. His scent is on my nose. He's big and hot and all around me, overpowering me, making my vision blur and my blood turn to fire. When he kisses me again, I give in. With a little moan, I bend my knees and slide my leg up to his hip. It opens me wider. He responds with a grunt of approval from deep inside his chest and kisses me so hard I grow dizzy. Then he starts to work his big finger in and out. Which one is the big finger? It's not the thumb, because she would have said thumb.
I'm going to rule out
Middle
the pinky.
finger?
I mean, on most hands, I would assume, yeah.
I think on a guy, the big finger would be the middle.
The middle, probably. He's flipping her off.
That's true. He's like, fuck you.
I mean, it's not like the big toe where you know which one is the big one.
Oh.
Well, and not that he's using the toe.
Well,
I just mean
good.
the big finger.
We got beef curtains. We don't need
God. While rubbing small circles over my clit with the rough pad of his thumb.
All I can picture is a toe now.
With the callus on his foot, rubbing it. His bunion. It doesn't take long. I'm too hungry. I'm too needy, too desperate for him. When my orgasm hits, I lose myself. My head falls back. I cry out. I convulse against him. My shoulders pressed against the wall and my pelvis jerking against his hand. Hard, rhythmic contractions in my core rock me over and over. Cage whispers roughly, fuck yes, baby. I can feel that. You're coming so fucking hard. Next, you're going to let me feel all that all over my cock. A sob escapes my throat. Long and rock hard. She's like, no. His erection digs into my thigh. I might be losing my mind from pleasure. Then a gunshot rings out, ruining the mood altogether.
End chapter.
Dun, dun, dun.
End chapter. End scene.
Gunshot.
Who shoots?
Soap opera. Am I fucking right? It's a soap opera.
It is. I guess I didn't mean to hand you that back,
Yeah,
but I
you
handed
didn't.
you back, and that created a cut. That was a gunshot. So
I'm just throwing my camera around. Yeah, soap
gunshot
opera.
rings out. She's like, "Hello, I just came," and he's like, "You still have to come on my cock." And now I got this
Cage, there's
gunshot.
a gun.
Oh, was it his gun?
He's like, you came
Safety
so hard,
is
baby.
important.
Gun safety, you know. So in the other room, there's another mafia guy. O'Malley's in there.
Tommy O'Malley, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, turns out whoever the hell the one guy is, maybe they're part Russian. I don't really remember, actually. Maybe I lied and they're not Irish. I definitely lied, because the guys who are pissed and the shooting starts because the Irish mafia walks in. There's a lot of mafia in Lake Tahoe, is what I'm hearing.
So maybe he's Italian?
I think they're Russian, which is why they were like, oh, fuck, we're in trouble.
Well, there's
because
like Russians and there's
money.
like Polish and...
So are they both Russian, though? Because Cage is
I think so.
Kapachowski.
I
There
think
could be
so.
another family.
Ooh, right.
That's how he started subtly asking him when they first sat down, like, oh, do you have family in the area? And he's like, yeah, Chicago, whatever, New York. And he's like, New York. And he's like, yeah, that's where I came up. And he's like, oh, fuck. And he like shits himself, theoretically.
So it's coming together.
So they're probably Russian. And long story short, the Irish mafia is also in this small town bar in Lake Tahoe. And one of them smacks Sloane's ass.
A friend. Yeah. So O'Malley's pissed.
Yeah.
Even though he's not O'Malley anymore. He's a Prochaski.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Tommy O'Malley smacks her ass and no one's happy. And so then he comes over later and is like talking shit to her at the table too. Gunfire. And so the possibly Russians and definitely the Irish are shooting at each other. And Cage is like, God, now I can't fuck her anymore.
Right. She's all wet. Like,
tune in next week's episode.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
He's like, stay here. I'll take care of it. She does.
Clean yourself up. She's like, okay. Wringing out her panties.
Keep it going. Keep it warm. And
keep stroking it.
He goes out and he handles it. Sloane is like, what's his face? Tommy O'Malley / not his name anymore. Mm-hmm. He's protecting her, and Sloane sees Cage, and she's like miming like there's two of them over that way, and he's like, got it. And so then he goes around and kills them both.
Oh, does he like pull his guns out from his holsters like side to side? Pew,
like John
pew,
Wick.
That's the John Wick of it.
Pew.
That's the John Wick.
Pew. And then he's dodging bullets in slow motion and bending in ways that are it's the same.
Maybe the fiance is the dog from
the fiance
John Wick.
is a real dog.
So so gunfire, all this stuff. He sorts it out. Yeah, what was the debt?
Excellent question. Okay, so then they start dating, but the problem is he is not free to date because he is in the mafia, and he is not the head of the Russian mafia. He's the second in command. The head.
She stays in Lake Tahoe, or do they go to New York?
She's chilling in Lake Tahoe.
So he's like, I'll come and go.
He has to hide the fact that he is with her.
Oh.
Because we have his POV
Romeo
chapter,
and Juliet.
which is, but there it is. Mm-hmm. Like, I see what the point is, but like it wasn't very.
Anyway. Yeah. Why can't he be with her?
Oh my God, we're rushing. No, okay, so
we're Russian.
We're Russian. That was good. Somebody's Irish. She can't date him because he's like my boss, who is in prison, but like he knows what's going on. I can't date anybody. I'm not free to choose who I can be with. I sign my life over to the Brotherhood. Like I don't make my own decisions. If
His
I marry someone,
relationships would be like an
arranged marriage for power. Yeah. And she's like, cool, so you want to be with me? And he's like, 100%, like we're soulmates, right? And I can only see you like every now and then, and we can never live together, and we can never get married.
What was it, like low commitment girlfriend, long distance, low commitment girlfriend?
Perfect. And she's still worried about her other fiance, so like she's busy. He's like, oh yeah, P.S. I also had a vasectomy when I was like 21, so I can't give you kids. And he's just like slowly.
Still could, but okay.
Exactly. He's like slowly rolling this information out, and she's like, cool, so this is never going to be a real relationship. Like,
but he's like, but you better come on my cock.
Yes.
Because if not, I'm going to be really upset.
Thank you. He actually is like, you sassed me and I'm going to spank you. And she's like, uh-oh, I've never done that. And he's like, you're going to love it. And she's like, let's put that on the back burner for now. And he's like, all right.
She didn't push the boundary?
We'll get there. Don't rush me. They definitely, she makes a joke about how if you're going to spank me, then maybe I should spank you first. And then she gets really upset about, when she finds out that he can never marry her. Okay. She's less than thrilled.
Right. She's like, I got this whole fucking dress.
God damn it. Like, how many more times am I going to have to do this? Yeah. The caterers are going to kill me.
How hard is it to venue?
She goes into her bedroom to get away from him for a second, and he follows her because he's very pushy and they're in love. And she's holding her hairbrush, and she's like, I'm going to hit you with this. And he's like, maybe you should. And she's like, oh. And then he puts his pants around, like, he drops his pants. Okay.
Like a toddler.
Thank you.
Running to the potty.
Thank you. And then he's like braced in the doorway because he's so fucking tall. And then he tells her, you should spank me.
I'm out.
So hard.
I'm
out.
I'm slinking out.
I am outside. Like,
why?
No. Because
He's a bad boy.
the joke about how if I'm ever going to spank her, she's going to spank me first. So he's like,
Let's get it
this
over
will make you
with.
feel better. You're
Yeah.
very upset with me.
Okay.
So the answer is to spank me.
Yeah, but I get the playfulness, but it's not that is
It's
an
not
ick
playful.
when you're like
it is fully sexual.
but it's like, but even still, where it's like you turn it into like a childlike thing.
Yeah. And Eric, I was on the couch and Eric was there, and
He was like, "Yeah, are you gonna spank me?"
calm down, everyone, stop it. He
I
doesn't
was like,
listen.
where's this story
But
going?
oh my god. I said to Eric, here's what just happened in my book, because that's always fun. And he's like, oh my God. And we're cracking up. And I'm going, now I got to read this scene. Like, I am so not in for this. And then we just got up and we're like, so he's just braced. And I'm like, but he'd have to have his legs so his pants would stay.
Yeah.
And he's like, how far down do you think it was? And I'm like, what if he dropped it all the way to his ankles?
yeah.
And then it was like, well, what if it's only that? Do you think he has a t-shirt on? And then we're just standing in our living room, like bending over, pretending to take our pants on and off. And we're like, oh my God, if our neighbors see us, like, it was a good time.
You're like, we're
It's for the pod. It's for the fans.
me.
I'm working.
So where did y'all settle? Was it thighs, knees, ankles?
We thought it was funniest if he had a shirt on, but he had to like flip up the back.
For sure.
And then his pants are like ankles.
Because he does a lot of Henley work, like Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Like, so he's got that. So it's got that little tail in the back that he
It's like a little, so you gotta
flips up.
Yeah, he helps her out. So she spanks him and he counts off 10 times. And then he's like, okay, your turn. And then spanks her and she's wildly into it. And then he ties her up with her stockings and then blindfolds her and does all kinds of stuff
That
to her.
escalated.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I
And
let
then
you spank
later,
me.
Yeah, so now...
It's not my turn.
spankings for everyone, and then later they do anal, and it's just like a lot. I accidentally read another anal book,
Accidentally.
and I gave you the finger banging scene because I'm like, you know what? I can't keep doing this.
I can't do
I need
anal
After
every
last
time.
week's Captain Hook gonna drip cum out of his butthole
Vanessa
for a
keeps
week.
bringing weird shit, and I keep bringing butt stuff, and I just needed a break with some gunshots.
We had to get the Mafia in there.
And male spanking.
Oh my God. So she likes it all. Her whole new
She's
world.
into it. They use the system of if you're not sure, say yellow. If you're into it, say green. If you're really not into it, say red. And she never says red.
Never.
She likes it all.
Anyway, so they like date and he has to disappear and then he shows back up and they're so in love because they're just instantly in love and I'll never let you go and I'm gonna ride or die, whatever.
Another life.
There you go. And then one day she gets a call
Oh.
from prison.
Oh.
No.
It's his boss.
Oh.
He starts talking all about how, never thought 20 years with Casimir and he betrayed me. Of all my people, I never would have thought. And she's like, literally, what are you talking about? Betrayed? Like, oh my God. And he's like, never would have expected it. If it helps, if it's any consolation before you die. He's never been serious about anyone else. Oh, your parents living in Arizona. You look a lot like your mother. So do know that after Victor takes care of you, he's going to go take care of your parents. And she's like, who's Victor? I'm Victor. Turns around. He's got a gun. He's in her house.
In the house? The call came from inside the house?
Soap opera.
He didn't ring the doorbell?
No doorbell. The batteries. Fuck. Wait, what? So he's like, it's me. I'm inside your house. I'm not in prison. I'm here to kill you. I'm Victor.
Max, what's his face, the head of the mafia, is still in prison. He sent Victor, who's probably like third in line. I don't know. He's his backup assassin.
So what was the betrayal? Just that he dated her?
Oh my God, Vanessa, do not rush me.
Sorry.
Russian.
I'm Russian.
So, Victor starts asking all these questions like, where's the money? And she's like, what are you talking about? Oh my God, I forgot to tell you. After they hook up the first time, he sets up a trust fund for her with $10 million in it.
Done.
wow.
That's what's up.
Fucking
We're
ink
in.
everywhere.
I'm back.
You can, okay, you want to be a little...
She's like, put it in my butt.
Yeah, you're no toddler, do what you want.
I'll spank you all night long.
I'll take it.
I love how you had the instinct to make him sound like a young child, and then I revealed that he's doing this like, okay.
Yeah.
Point being. So she thinks that Victor's talking about that $10 million. He's not. He's talking about somebody else who stole $100 million from the head of the Russian mafia,
Her
who is
husband.
now in prison.
Her fiance.
Her fiance, who's hiking around. He's hiking around in mafia accounts.
So he's dead.
Is he?
Is he?
He's not.
He had to disappear because he's in trouble.
Let's not rush me.
Russian.
We're Russian.
We're Russian. Right, fuck.
We're
Okay.
in Moscow Square. Okay.
So her dog, who
St.
is
Petersburg.
her dog might be Irish. We're not sure. Her dog is like, Victor, you're about to shoot her. That's not ideal. And so he attacks Victor,
Hell
and
yeah.
she's trying to run away. John Wick, and the Matrix slow motion, and then right in the nick of time, very soap opera. Cage shows up and blows off Victor's head with a shotgun.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Yes.
And she's a little shocked by the last half an hour of
Yeah.
events.
She was like, I was ready for spanking, anal, all this stuff. I
We
just
got
wasn't
there.
ready to have a gun
Hitman
pulled on me.
This
yeah.
is-
doesn't ring the doorbell.
This is
Right.
yellow for me.
Doesn't
Use the
he know-
doorbell.
Yeah, yellow. She
It's
never
a-
says red, but yellow.
It's a
Yeah.
small town, but let's be polite.
Right.
He's like, sit here, be in shock, stay still. I'm gonna deal with the dead body. I'll buy you a new rug.
Dog's okay.
Goes and deals with that, and then she's like, your boss called, and he talked all about betrayal and money, and Victor was talking about money, and he was surprised that I knew where you lived, and when I said that you live in New York, because she thought he was talking about him, and he realizes, no, he's talking about David, the fiance, and he tells her, here's the thing, remember how I told you there were secrets I couldn't tell you? I'd never lie to you, but there were things I'd have to keep from you? Your fiance is not dead. Also, his name David, it's not. It's Damon. He was our accountant.
Damon.
And then Damon betrayed us, gave all the information on my boss, which is why he's in prison now. He went into witness protection, met you, and then fucked off. We don't know where he is. Well, we'll find out where he is. And she's like, you knew this the whole time?
Oh.
You knew this the whole time. I'm less than thrilled. And he's like, I so hear you, but we are in a lot of danger, so let's work together. And she's like,
Let's talk about this later.
cool, sounds good. I'm going to sit here and process, wink, and you go deal with that body, dump it in the lake. And she's like, oh, I'm putting it together now. The debt you were collecting, you were sent here to kill me.
Oh.
That was the betrayal that he didn't kill her.
Job's done. He decided not to do the job.
He said that it was done, but it wasn't.
Power of the vagina made him go, I'm rethinking killing her and dumping
Yeah.
her body in the lake.
Ugh.
See, this is the problem with these books. I read a lot of these books.
Problem?
Well, no.
Okay.
It's for the podcast is because none of these secrets are revealed until the end. And so it makes it so hard for us because we're like, what about the death?
Yeah.
What about that?
That's
And
how
what
we're,
about that?
through the whole book,
What
that's
about
how we, as
Yeah.
the reader, are.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
So
you
anyway.
just have to ignore us.
You just have to watch and go, oh my God.
You just have to keep reading.
It's not hard to guess that her mysteriously disappeared fiance in a soap opera, like he's for sure still alive.
Right.
Yeah.
He comes back.
It's been 4.5 hours and it's very funny.
Does he ever come back?
Don't rush me. I'm
We're
rushing.
I'm doing the little dance.
What happened?
With my little legs kicking out, the little Russian squatty dance.
That's what he's been doing for 5 years.
Yeah.
Thick thighs. Cage comes back to her house after he deals with the body and it's torn up. There's a mess everywhere and she's gone. And he's like, oh shit. Then we go to her chapter and we find out she puts together, oh, David's letter to me was not a letter. It was a clue. That line about find yourself in your painting. He wants me to look at all the paintings. Because right before he disappeared, before our wedding, we watched Traffic, and that's exactly what happens in Traffic. Got it. I'm Catherine Zeta-Jones. I'm going to check all the paintings.
Oh, shit. Deep cut.
There you go. Check all the paintings, and we find the word Panama. And she's like, cool. Grabs her shit, goes to the airport, and hops on a plane to Canada. Panama.
Canal.
She's traveling
She
somewhere.
goes the wrong direction.
She's cute.
She's flustered, okay?
She's an art teacher. Anyway,
Her doorbell's broken.
A lot.
her dog is now like a cannibal or something. Okay,
Hell
so
yeah. Good dog.
she leaves. He comes back and he's like, fuck. Good thing I have GPS on her phone. So he follows her.
Of course.
IUD.
Yeah.
Keisha, IUD tracker. You know what's up. He follows her and finds her right when she finds this huge palace. Guess who lives there? David. He's still alive. And he's like, oh my God, why didn't you come right away? And she's like, you fucking idiot. You couldn't have said anything else. You were in the witness protection. Also, P.S. backing up, you have a wife and 2 kids before you disappeared?
Okay.
Okay. And then she's like, or he goes, oh, well, that was an arranged marriage. I never loved her. She cheated on me all the time. The kids look exactly like her bodyguard. They're pretty Sicilian. I don't think they're my kids. And she's like, okay, cool. Sounds
back.
great. And then he's like, I've been waiting for you all this time. And she's like,
No, you haven't.
maybe you should have left better fucking clues then.
Touch it. Like, just like show up, you know?
He sees a promise ring that Cage gave her that's like a Russian knot on her finger, and he's like, who you been talking to? Because you came here for me? What is going on? And she's like, so Casimir Portnov? And he's like, oh my God, you're with him. That's great. I'm totally fine with that. And then Cage shows up and he's like,
boom,
got
boom.
a gun. And she's like, don't hurt him. And he's like, baby, I won't hurt him, but only because you asked me. And then he's like, then what are you here for? And he's like, my girl. And then, honey, are you back here?
Oh, another
He's
woman.
got a new fucking wife.
No.
New fucking wife.
Kill him.
Calls
Kill
him the wrong name.
Ooh, what's
Glenn.
his name?
I don't know. Nikki. Doesn't matter. Point is,
Oh.
something else happens. Oh, she points out, P.S. David, Damon, whatever the fuck your name is, Damon, I saw a picture of your kids. They look a lot like you. So sounds like your first wife was faithful to you. Also, good luck to your new wife. I'm out of here with my Russian mafia boyfriend who's 6'6" and looks like Jason Momoa and does all kinds of stuff to me. And so they go, and she's like not thrilled with him for a while because there were like a lot of secrets. And he's like, whatever you need, like I love you. And then
I gotta go, but I can't tell you why. But like, trust me.
But like, I swear, like it's gonna be okay. And then he has his boss murdered, and she's like, oh,
in prison?
Yeah. Nice. And then she's like, that sounds pretty chivalrous. That's pretty cool. And he's like, yeah, anybody who threatens you dies. Like done. And she's like, okay, that sounds kind of promising.
Can they get married?
Now they can. She's still a little upset. She does pull his gun on him. Okay. And it's in his chapter POV, and he's like, oh, I'm proud of her.
He liked it.
He
inked.
He inked. They're in New York.
Ay.
They make up. They're fine. Everything's good. She's the queen of the Russian mafia. He's the king, and it's all.
Oh, so he ascends up to.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah, he killed the guy.
Is this a series?
Yes.
So is this first book of the series?
Yeah. Second book is Sloane, because remember the Irish?
The Irish, not Irish.
The actual Irish. Turns out Tommy O'Malley. His name is Declan. Well, he wasn't there because he's like the boss, right? Declan shows up when Sloane is getting carted to New York to visit her friend in New York. Hey, the Big Apple.
The Rockettes.
Hey, the Rockettes. She's kidnapped right out front by Declan, Tommy O'Malley, and that's book 2.
What's the name of the series?
Queens and Monsters.
That's right. What's
John
this book called
Wick
again?
Ruthless Creatures.
Ruthless Creatures.
It's about the dog. The dog is ruthless.
He is ruthless. He's hungry.
He's hungry.
Wow.
Pretty exciting.
Wow.
It's a soap opera.
I do like the soap opera of it.
Yeah.
Of the like,
yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
in the house.
And that's what I want in a mafia is like,
yeah.
Murder, mystery.
That's
there is
fun.
so much sex in this.
Yeah, there's anal.
A lot.
Yeah. And beef curtains. I loved it. So what do the good people at Goodreads think?
Did you have fun? I had
loved
fun.
it.
Okay, good people at Goodreads. Amazon has 30,000 ratings and it's a 4.4.
Okay.
Wow.
Goodreads has a 4.1 and 60,000 ratings.
Wow.
We didn't have any reviews from any friends of the podcast, but we did have Mandy, who gave it 4 stars. Mandy gets it. Hello, Mandy. Okay. Someone on Amazon whose name was just always critical.
Hell yeah.
I purchased this book by accident. I should have canceled the purchase when I had the chance. Nat is gullible and lonely and desperate. Cage is so toxic and disgusting. Comparing him to Jason Momoa is insulting. He talks too much during sex. They both act like porn stars. I couldn't take it and quit halfway through, and I only made it that far because I paid for the book.
They didn't even get to the part where like the gun gets pulled and gets exciting.
Nope.
You can't give up. You can't
Well,
yeah.
They are always critical. So
You know what?
they're
warned
always
us.
honest.
The name's in the title.
They mean what they said. Izzy said, now, Izzy, why did you do this to yourself?
No. She's
Looking
upset
in
with
the mirror.
herself. Izzy, why?
Emily.
Hey, it's me.
Emily.
What did I think about it?
Snuck on a Goodreads and said, threatening to put a bullet in a waiter's head for doing his job was the biggest of red flags.
Oh, that was the big red flag.
That was the big red flag.
That was it. That was it.
He did tell the waiter, if you don't leave us alone, I'm going to put a bullet in your head. And the waiter was
thought
like,
that.
Showing up at my house without calling me is a big red flag.
use the doorbell.
Even then.
It's there. Buying just everything was a big red flag. The waiter part was like, I mean, again, we've all thought of where you're like, we're good. Leave us alone.
Like,
I'm
God.
trying to get finger banged.
She's like, I'm gonna go fuck in your break room later, okay?
She's talking about all my holes.
Yeah,
Jesus.
like I'm
Rude. Okay. Uswa said, was it a good book? No, not at all. Sorry. Was it extremely entertaining? Yes. I can just tell the author has a great sense of humor. Unfortunately, even that was unable to make up for the lack of any basic story element in this book. I had a great time, though. Can't lie.
I am so confused.
Me too.
Like that's about right though. Where it's like it's not great, but like I had a good time.
But still 1 star. That's where I'm.
It's still like that. That at least is a 3.
This is where I don't rate books because I can't compute.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that book. I'm glad we're back in the Mafia. You know, I decided.
Yeah,
I
I
was
missed
telling
it.
Vanessa that I feel like in the summer I watch. I go back and watch shows. Like last year was my summer of Dallas, the TV show.
Ooh.
But this summer I'm watching Sopranos.
I was going to say, that feels like a fall winter show.
Yeah.
Because it always, I haven't watched it, but
Girls in
I've
Coats.
seen a lot of it in the background
Yeah.
at my mom's house, and Eric has it on a lot, and it always makes everyone go, we should eat Italian food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's year
Fuck
round
yeah.
for me.
Smoked
I mean,
cigs
granted,
and eat
spaghetti.
pasta.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I made spaghetti last night. You're welcome,
Aw,
Eric.
Yay. Little toe touch. If you ate spaghetti, let us know. You know, if you're ready for a Mafia summer, here we are. Tell your friends. Tell your mob boss. Call prison. Let them know.
Yeah.
They probably can access this. They can listen to us. Clutch My Pearls Pod everywhere on the internet.
Go hiking.
Go hiking. If you go
and,
missing, join the witness protection. Tell the witness protection program.
Yeah.
Tell
Leave
your
a better note.
accountants.
Leave a detailed note of
Detailed
where
note,
you want
yeah.
me to go and what you want me to do.
If you want to set up a trust fund for us,
Oh my
for
God,
$10
thank
million,
you.
that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank
Or even $1
you.
million.
Just $1 million each.
I'm not greedy.
Yeah,
you know?
whatever you can afford.
Be a pleasure dom on our Patreon. That's even less.
It is.
And we give you stuff. So,
Yeah.
like, subscribe, share,
Subscribe to YouTube.
Subscribe to YouTube, log into any YouTube account you have and just hit follow.
Yeah.
You can just also follow us on everything and subscribe, all reviews, all that. It means so much. It contributes a lot to our success in the future and everything. And for our Patreon, see you Monday. For everyone else, see you next Tuesday. Bye. Bye. Bye.